drinking a
I'm
sandwich.
also
Let me know how that
drinking
goes for you.
water.
Yeah.
I mean, there are plenty of sandwiches you can drink. They're called MREs.
I don't know
Come
if
on,
you've ever had,
nothing?
if you had I mean, those are pretty dry. Those aren't really drinkable.
It's made of people.
It's made of people. Look, man, you make it taste good enough. I'd probably people.
I'm good to go though.
Well, we're here. We're back.
Yay!
So in the morning, Igrim and Kelly, you also get a small slice of strawberry cake that Grandleaf places out and says, "Been a good morning. Had a pretty good take last night. Willing to be pretty generous with friends. You ever pass through town again after you're done fighting at Fort Kuso? Maybe pass through my way. In fact, why don't you mention to those soldiers while you're there about how nice the inn here is?"
I'll take a bite of this free cake, and then
I'll just pick it up and put it in my mouth in one go. No.
Yeah, it's pretty tasty.
And then I'll.
She watches completely blank-faced.
Yeah, it's probably not the weirdest thing she's seen as an innkeep
Today.
Today.
It's the lazy archer. Don't forget it.
Yeah, we'll let everybody know. Anybody coming back this way? I'm sure there's going to be plenty of traffic in the coming months here.
What will the two of you do? Continue.
Well, I think we'll make our way over the same way that we did before.
Yeah, towards the town before Kuso.
Border town.
Yeah, the border town.
So, your boy Gygax is agitated. Gygax
I give him some food.
I mean, Gygax keeps looking around and clicking his mouth.
They're off doing adventure. Don't worry, little one.
Do you talk to the bug in Orcish?
Oh.
So only you and I would understand what you're saying to the ant. Okay, I dig it.
Okay, so let me figure out the timeline here. You guys are all gosh, we need team names. Anybody got a good name for their
Team
pairs?
Skinny, Team Thick.
Okay, which one's Team Thick?
Sneaky boys and thick boys.
All right,
We're thick boys.
Team Skinny.
Yes.
Your team makes to go around the border town. Not just around, but like out of sight of it. The wagons go off-road, and the handling gets real rough, Daka. You start getting hit in the back of the head by rocks on a fairly regular basis.
Oh.
Do I need to make another skill check?
No, you're definitely going to take some damage. I'll just figure it out how much damage you take before the end. But
Temporary intelligence damage.
I mean, like your whole back's going to be covered by small bruises before this is done. But your roll was so good that you're not going to fall out.
Next time we do this, I'll wear a helmet.
Look, guys, I don't know if ants breathe. I don't know if they have tongues. I'm not aware of how ants make noises. Let's assume that these magical giant ants and this giant ant that's smaller than a regular giant ant somehow is able to communicate regularly.
I'm assuming ants do need to breathe somewhat because
They might not breathe through their mouth, though. There are plenty of creatures that don't, you know, like gills.
Well, I mean, think of it like this, right? You have a dog, and you know your dog's personality.
Yeah, exactly.
You spend time with it. I like to think any sapient creature would have a personality, and this guy would. That's all there is to it.
No.
You can tell when a dog is worried about, oh, where's that other person that's normally here most of the time?
Look, guys, Sim Ants was too early for me. SimCity 2000, that's where I was at.
Hey, I've got SimCity 2000 CD around here somewhere.
I mean, I got God of War on the shelf behind me, some Xenogears, Xenosaga, Final Fantasy 7, 3 copies of Final Fantasy 8.
why?
Oh, one of the 4 discs on each of the copies is damaged, so I had to buy another copy.
Oddly specific problem.
Yep.
Yeah. It sucks.
Sick.
I also own it on Steam.
That's fine. I have 2 copies of Morrowind and all of its CDs. You know.
My mom owned 2 copies of Flight Simulator 2000.
Your mom and I'd get
I don't
along.
know how that happened.
So she can dogfight with herself.
Man, that would be
my mom
really
wouldn't
hard.
even
Like
know
with
how
2
to do that.
joysticks. Could you imagine that shit?
Yeah, man.
Brain would be so fucked up. Speaking of fucked up brains, things are getting a little awkward around you, Henley.
Okay.
The guys are looking at you a little weird. One of them turns to you and says, "Would you die for freedom? We would all die for freedom. Would you die for your country?"
I don't have a problem with dying.
Okay, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, it is good.
It's true too.
It's
Let me
gonna
ask you
be.
something, Arthur. Do
But
they know
no
that
doesn't hurt him.
Finley?
Sorry,
Or
what?
do they not know? Do they know that he's Finley, or do they not know that he's Finley?
What do you mean? Oh,
Like,
do you
do they
mean
think
do they
that-
know that he's the guy that they talked to in the bar last night?
Yeah.
Yes. That's what his
Okay.
charisma check was for.
Okay. So I was thinking that
He's
he
just
was
had
doing
so
his-
much gumption to just continuously be like, "Yo, I'm hanging out with you guys now." He made all the
Yeah,
rolls.
I was under the impression that he was making a roll to hide within them because there's so many.
No,
Arthur.
that would be physically impossible.
No,
They
no,
all
no.
know each other.
Okay.
Look, I know it might be hard for you to understand, but not all halflings look the same. They can tell each other apart.
Okay, I can only see the top of their heads. Okay, like
You
There's
just have to
one-
look down and just.
There's one halfling that's 2 halflings on an overcoat, and nobody notices.
We're gonna be traveling through the night. Go ahead, get some rest.
Okay.
We'll be there tomorrow morning.
That might be a
But it's-
problem for me.
Yeah,
But
it's gonna be a problem for you for sure.
I just sleep on a cart or
So you guys are all on a bench of a wagon, and he's just like, "Yeah, just go ahead, close your eyes, take a nap."
okay.
I mean, you
I
can
do
see
that.
the other halflings are getting ready to do it as well.
Okay, that's fine.
Daka,
Then
you
I
can
put my
you
hand
can
in
hear
warm
this
water and make me piss myself.
because you're underneath you're underneath their cart. You've heard that it's going to be an exceptionally long travel.
quick, remove your belt, tie yourself to the
Yeah,
bottom.
just tie yourself to it and fall asleep,
I
man.
do have a lot of rope. It's just making it as
making it
as possible.
just make a cocoon under there.
Yeah, I was gonna
little-
say make a hammock real quick.
a little cot under
Like
there.
those guys that climb up a fucking mountain face and then they're just hanging in the air.
Yeah, I feel like this might be a little harder given the fact that you're hanging upside down
No,
from a
do you
wagon.
have
but,
climbing gear? You could totally do that if you have climbing gear.
if you want to attempt this, go ahead and make a survival check.
Oh shit!
Do I want to?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
But man, if you're gonna fail spectacularly, or no one's going to notice you falling and then being dragged by the fucking cart from.
Like, if you're gonna fail,
For those listening and not watching, that's a natural 20 on survival, by the way.
Oh yeah. I
Yeah.
just like
Dude,
make a
you
cot
get
for
the
myself
best sleep.
thing.
Look,
You are so fucking
it's
comfortable under
yeah,
there.
like you've never done this rope bed thing before, but yeah, it's like a dream. You're just like, oh my goodness,
Why don't I do this all the time?
the swinging just feels so good.
It's like the first time you sleep on a waterbed in real life, and you're like, man, why don't people do this all the time?
Right before I
Because
close my eyes, I'm like,
waterbeds
maybe I am the one.
man.
So team thick or tall, sorry, team tall, thick,
Thick. Come
team
on, boy.
thick. You make it to Border Town.
Oh yeah.
The
Let's
guard
go.
stops you. They do not try to shake you down for money, unlike the guards of every other town you've ever been to. The guard just says, "Just the two of you, then.
Yep, just 2 of us.
All right, go on through. You should know things in town are getting a little tight. The soldiers passing through, preparing for an expedition to Fort Cuso. Just a second. If you're looking for work, are you looking for work?
Yeah, we've heard about some mercenary work coming in from everything going down to Cuso. Heard some rumors.
Well, there's a salt trader setting up at the eastern gate. you might consider going with her. I think your wagon would be a great asset to them, and you look like men who can handle yourselves. Or if you're looking to join the guard around here, we're looking to pick up a few more good men.
All right, we'll keep it in mind. Much obliged.
All right, go on through.
Yep, we're heading to town.
All right, what do you do in town?
I believe we wanted to go talk to the peddler of magical items.
You are
Yeah.
heading to Harleman's Tower,
That
the
one,
Iron
yeah.
Watch. Outside, you're arriving as night is beginning to fall. The sky is orange in the distance with a bit of purplish clouds. It looks fantastic. The apprentice is outside. He's looking at the sunset, and just tears are streaming from his eyes. He's like, "It's so beautiful. You don't appreciate the nature of what's going around. I wish the master could. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. We're about to close up shop unless you have some quick business. We're not looking for anyone that's just browsing."
No, we have business.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, give me a moment, and I will summon the Iron Wizard. And he opens the door and then shouts in, "Hey!" And then he opens the door the whole way and says, "Please go in. He'll be waiting for you."
Thank you.
As you come in, a cat drops down onto Agrim's shoulder and kind of rubs its cheek up against Agrim's beard.
They just push the cat off.
You push the cat off. Before the cat hits the ground, it transforms into Harleman. And he's just like, "Well, that was rather rude.
Yep, I don't like being surprised by animals.
I don't like being surprised."
Did you rub yourself on a customer?
Well, I try to remain incognito to observe my customers from time to time.
I mean, that you could.
You've come at a strange time, visitors. I am Harleman the Iron, a wizard of great renown and power. Why
Yes.
have you forced your way into my shop at this hour?
I mean,
Bring
I
you
didn't force-
dire news, prophecies from the west, or perhaps you seek great weapons of power?
The latter, and your apprentice or protege, whoever let us in, didn't really.
Yep, we can see him. He's
persuade.
standing right behind you.
Yeah, so we got some business. So if we can skip the theatrics, not trying to be rude, but you're in a hurry. We're in a hurry.
You know, I spend a lot of time working on these theatrics.
I mean, that's fine. It's very good and all. I mean,
You know
I'm
us wizards, we like to do things by the book, very strict. Same thing every single time. Protocol.
well aware.
Okay, all right. Fine. Whatever. What would you like from my repertoire? I have many fine weapons within my armory.
We're looking for crossbows, bows.
I don't sell
daggers.
any of those things here. Oh, you mean magical versions?
Yes.
Or rings, maybe.
He looks over what you've got.
It's-
I do have a dagger of venom, if you're looking for something along those lines.
We're looking for something that can be bound to a person.
Bound, you say? How curious. Not a requirement that one normally has. Most people consider that bound weapons to be inferior.
We call those people.
Then you don't. Yeah, you wouldn't mind parting with them for less than, by the sounds of it.
Well, they are rarer as they are less produced.
And anything you got that might.
I don't suppose I could sell you on a short sword. One that slays dragons. Wyverns, dragon adjacent, dragonoid.
Can't remember how much did he want for the sword.
There was a dagger that he had, Arthur, that was better than the
Well, but it was like it required a turn to activate the venom or whatever the poison, and it was not. You could not attune it to yourself because
no, it was a different one, and it's like,
But I also have this sword here that we're willing to trade, and I hold up the black.
Ah, a serpent steel longsword. How interesting. My sword crafting master made several of those.
Yeah,
I'd be-
that's why we've come to you directly. We heard that this is something that you might be interested in.
Did you now? Who did you hear that from?
The man I got it from.
I hope you left him in better condition than what the sword would suggest.
No, it's passed through many owners, and he was unfortunately not the original owner, as it were.
he started it.
I pulled it off the corpse of a lizard folk.
And he told you that I would want this sword before you expired him.
No, I asked him before I took it from him.
Yep, that's what I said.
He'd like a large ego, like to brag about some elf up to the northeast. That,
Well,
you
this
know,
is all
fancy.
rather unusual, but that's fine.
It's, you know, people are weird.
I'm just curious as to where people get their information from, you know? Analytical data for advertising purposes.
Man,
Can be rather hard to come by. People don't appreciate the level of wealth that one can
Yeah,
acquire with such things.
It's not like we can pull the information from some sort of spider web or something.
magical web of
He's just like, that's so interesting.
communication.
That's given me an idea for a new magical design.
Oh, well, I've copyrighted that, so I'm sorry.
I don't even know what that is.
I will call it Boogle.
We will call it ARPANET.
Arcanet.
ARPANET, like ARPANET, yeah.
I have a ring of protection here.
Yeah.
The cloak of elven kind.
What's the oven clean cloak, dude?
Cloak of elven kind. When you wear this cloak with its hood up, perception checks you made to see you have disadvantage, and you have advantage on dexterity checks made to hide. It is a attunement item.
And then he had a ring of protection as well.
Yep.
I'm definitely interested in the ring because that'll. We kind of came to that realization last time that I could use a bit more.
Everyone, except for me, can use a bit more AC, I think.
Yeah, but
Anything under 16, and you're threading the line there.
If you're very interested in rings, I have a ring of jumping as well.
Do you have any more daggers or crossbows or anything of the sort?
Oh, I don't think I have any magical crossbows in stock right now.
How about a bow?
No, unfortunately. Most of my stock was bought out. I was hoping for a new dagger to come in today, but it didn't arrive.
How much you looking for this your ring?
Well, are you looking to get the dagger of venom or any other items to pair with it? I tend to take off for, multiple purchases at once.
Give me the rundown on that short sword again, real quick.
Well, it's a short sword of slaying dragons. It deals extra damage to dragons. I personally helped craft it. You can see the runes inlaid here on the blade in silver. Very fine work.
Are these
Brian, what do you need for rogues? You can use short swords, yeah, because they're light.
finesse weapons?
Yeah, finesse weapons.
Well, no, I mean, you
Short
have.
swords, daggers.
So here's the other thing
I
that
have a
because I started playing rogue in a different role playing game, and you can only do sneak attack once in a turn.
It's once per round, or sorry, once per turn, not per round.
Right.
Yeah.
So if you give him another like commander strike, he can sneak attack again.
No, it's on your turn. If you do double action, like if you use it offhand, you don't get sneak attack on both of them.
Right. Yeah. It's once per turn.
Okay. But you can use short swords, yeah, because they're light.
Yeah, they're finesse weapons.
Yeah, I can use short swords, but
Oh no, specifically light is needed for offhanding a weapon. That needs to have the light tag in order to make that happen.
I'll check. I've got them. 1 second.
did I lose that dagger of venom, by the way?
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, because it wasn't bound.
It's not an
That's why
attunement
we
weapon.
bound stuff.
All right. That's fine.
All right, short sword, finesse light. Yes.
Yeah.
They are. All right. So how much for the sword?
Well, I think I could part for it for a reasonable price.
500 gold pieces.
500 gold pieces. Is that the extent of your budget?
No.
Might I ask what the extent of your budget is?
Well, why don't you tell us the price that you're offering these things, and then we can meet you halfway.
Meet me halfway. Well,
We're also going to trade that serpent steel sword in as well.
with the serpent steel sword, I could trade you over the counter for this dragon slayer for 800 gold pieces.
And how much does he want for the ring?
For the ring?
The ring of protection.
Well, he like pulls the ring out and begins folding it. 1,000 gold. He like holds it in his hand and then it begins hovering over his palm. Very keen. There are not many that can bear such a ring.
So I'm assuming he'll let me inspect the short sword.
Yeah.
Just to pick it up. Do I recognize if the runes on it are Elvish or Dwarven?
They are neither. They are arcane runes.
Okay.
All right. Well,
I mean,
Brian, do you want this dagger?
It's not a dagger. It's a short sword.
What? I'm sorry. Tell me again what it was. Like
short sword of dragon slaying.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck it. Why not? I can use that instead of my rapier.
That's all of our gold to do that, though.
Well, I mean, we got him.
You
the
know,
ring
gold
last
doesn't
time.
matter, right?
Yeah. I mean, I honestly would rather have, because that would give him a ring of protection, me a ring of protection, and then next time around or whatever.
Well, we can't get the ring of protection anyway, so
Oh, we can't.
we don't have 1,000.
Oh,
We only have 800. So
was it 1,000 with the sword or without the sword? I mean, the trade-in.
1,000 is by itself.
I mean, honestly, I would rather have the ring of protection back because it gives me +1 to.
still
we
got-
do have it back.
It was attuned to after.
Yeah,
I
you
picked
still
it up
have your
and then
ring
I
of
gave it back to you.
Oh, that was attuned to me.
Yes.
Yeah, the dagger was not. That's why I'm saying it would be better. The dagger wasn't, but it'd be better to give. I think to spread it around a little bit. So I have a +1. You've got the +1. Next time, give.
You seem to be
Drumurboy
having
one.
some problems, gentlemen. I will trade you this ring for that flame tongue longsword you have on your back.
No.
Surely, very well.
How much do you want for the ring if we were to give you the serpent steel sword in trade? What would you want on top of that?
800 gold pieces. I'm
I
willing
mean,
to give you a
guys,
great
I-
bargain for this serpent
I
steel
just
longsword.
out
It's a
of character
cursed
here,
weapon.
I've been doing fine without a super special weapon. So
All right, so we'll get the ring.
yeah, get him the ring. Get the AC.
750, Arthur.
Make a persuasion check.
All right.
The DC is going to be pretty easy because you're offering a pretty small cut.
Yeah,
The sword was made by
This isn't Shark Tank. You're coming back and you're like 200 gold pieces paid in 5 installments, and I get 90% co-ownership of your store.
Persuasion, yeah. You said.
I mean, this sword was also made by his,
800, no deal. I can't go any lower than this. I have mouths to feed. Have you seen my apprentice?
Fine. But don't expect us to talk about your business.
Look, I know it might have been a little
put that-
harsh
I
there,
put
but
the
that's
bag on the
so
table,
he puts the
and I
ring
put
down.
my
He's like,
hand out.
"Look, I'm sorry, I have to come off a little hard here, but I'm
I put
sure
the
you can
sword on the
recognize the
table,
quality
and
of
I
these
just walk out
goods."
the room. I just like that's it.
He turns to you, Agram, and he's just like, "You'll talk about us, right? I mean, we're the Iron Tower."
I mean, you're really the only one selling magic shit for a good while. So I might throw something your way, but just keep
appreciate
us in mind as repeat customers if we happen to come back through.
Well, this is the first time I've seen you, but keep
No,
me
I'm
in
saying
mind as a repeat
The next time, if we come back
customer
through here looking for something, and
Very
you know-
well. As you head out into the night, I shall bless you with what little magic I have left.
sure.
He like waves his hands around, and there's like some sparks that fly around. If Zaka was here, he'd immediately whoop. But he was like, "You are branded with my mark. A good fortune shall come to you this night, surely."
All right, I appreciate it. So I'll take
It's a
the.
glowing bullseye on his back.
Kick
As
me
someone who
son.
recently purchased magical items.
Just detect magic, and it just says "kick me." All right, so I got the ring.
Yeah, you can
Slip it on.
attune the ring for now.
Yeah, I'll slip the ring on.
I think we'll give it to Drumurboy first, though, because he's a
squishy boy. I mean,
he's a squishy boy.
I end up
He's
taking more
very-
damage, but yeah, it's whatever. We'll figure it out.
Well, I mean, every one of you is going to get a ring of protection by the time we're done. Don't worry about that.
I mean, just you and I take the brunt of the damage. It seems like anyway, whatever. So okay, we do that.
Wear plate mail, bro.
Get right on that with my heavy weapon.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we do that. We go see the salty wench, and we get ourselves a job, Arthur.
The salty wench? Jesus,
Yeah, I
she
forget
has
her
a
name.
Great
name.
bar name.
Her name is Duri Sarazon, and she's at the Wanton Fool.
Ah, it's called the Wonderful. Sorry.
Jesus. You arrive, and it looks like her people are starting to clear out work here. She's like, "Who are you?"
We're here for work.
Oh, well, good. We're heading out tomorrow morning.
Okay.
You loading wagons?
My name. Yes, we will help you carry some load, but we're expecting to do guard work rather than.
Oh, guards. Well, you look like you can handle yourself. It's a pretty nice looking sword.
You walk up in full plate armor, carrying a bunch of weapons. It's just like, you here to lift some salt? And I'm like,
Yeah. Look, she's being sarcastic.
yeah, okay.
You got your own wagon. It's pretty impressive. Just the two of you?
Yes.
Was hoping to hire some more guards, but if only the two of you are available, well, maybe someone else will show up. Be sure to be up at sunrise tomorrow sharp. We're gonna leave on time, she says as she like gestures around to everyone around her. On time, gentlemen. Don't get drunk tonight.
Don't worry, we're soldiers. We're
I'm not worried about you. I'm worried about them. She gestures to all her workers who are like still hauling salt blocks onto these wagons.
Did she do this last time too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Listen, we've traveled these roads before. There's a particular spot that our last caravan was ambushed at. Perhaps before we go there, might be a very good idea to scout that region out.
Would you have the two of you go ahead of us then as we approach that area and scout things out? We'll wait for you to report back.
That'll
I
work.
think that'd probably be safe, yes.
I'm a ranger, pretty good at the whole scouting thing.
This information checks out. Interesting. Well, I'm willing to pay the lot of you 25 gold pieces apiece and 1% each of the hull on the far end.
I'll just look to
We're going all the way through to the longest city in the world.
I'll just look at Kelly, give him a nod, and be like, "Sounds good to me."
No negotiations. Well, I appreciate guards who know exactly how to handle this. Well, get some sleep. I'll get you booked in at our rooms at the Wanton Fool.
Thank you.
Try not to drink anything.
Yeah, we'll be fine. Don't worry about us.
Somewhere around 3 o'clock in the morning, Team Thin is awoken. Daka, you jerk awake when the wagon stops moving. Finley, someone shakes you awake and is like, "Come on, we're going to the meeting."
We're there? Okay.
You can see the lights of Fort Cuso. You are on a very tall hill overlooking Fort Cuso in the distance. It's got to be several miles away. All of its watch lights are lit. You can see the crenellations along the castling. It's hard to tell because it's nighttime, but you think you might be near where the ambush happened last time.
Okay.
There are the 30 halflings here and the red dragon man. Sorry, not red. The green dragon man is here.
Does he have his sword?
He does. He also has his dagger of venom. And he's in a conversation that looks very unpleasant between the halfling leader and him, with a lot of posturing body language between the two of them. Daka, you don't understand halfling, do you?
No, I don't even go to follow.
You're going to have a lot of problems then. So Finley, everybody's speaking halfling at this point to you, and someone's just like, "Come on, new guy, we got to get set up for camp. You got any equipment, gear?"
Just what I have on me. Say, what's the issue with Caleb and the green guy over there?
Ah, right, Caleb. That's not his real name.
I mean, I figured as much, but I didn't want to pry.
He's a mercenary we've hired. We're going to be hitting a convoy that's passing through here in, a few hours. And then there'll be more convoys throughout the days and weeks ahead.
What's the end goal?
Chaos. Acquiring goods. Military goods to be used. Freedom. Nah, just kidding. We're here to cause some chaos. All of that revolutionary stuff, that's bullshit. Look, I didn't want to say anything when your friend was around, but we're not really members of the Sons of Freedom.
Well, then why are you masquerading as such?
We're being paid. It's a contract.
By who?
We're with the Sound Water Collective Union. The Thieves Guild.
Yeah.
They're the guys that robbed us that one time, yeah?
They were the Thieves Guild of Bondurant. These guys are a different Thieves Guild.
It's hard to keep track of all these guilds, are there?
So
We should make a guild pact.
So then what was all that talk about? Me spreading the word about you guys and I would know.
Look, sorry.
What
That's
is
a whole
that?
big deal. I'm hoping your friend back there spreads the word around. So look, here's the deal. The
Okay.
real Sons of Freedom, we're trying to implicate them in everything that we're doing. You know how it is.
Oh, so you want to put the attention on them so that we can do whatever we want.
Exactly.
That's
Whoever's
pretty
paying
clever.
us to do this, well, we're getting a pretty good deal out of this. Supposedly, we could be picking up a very large portion of salt and weaponry, and then rumor has it there could be another salt caravan coming through later today.
So all that talk of the one and all that, all
Oh,
just
that was all
nonsense?
just to set up this narrative. All of these Sons of Freedom guys are all talking about how, they're all pro the Demon Lord and all that crap. Stalvin Black. Now, Daka, that's literally the only pronoun you understand in this whole conversation.
Yeah.
Is Stalvin Black.
That's probably when I look up from collecting all their bows and arrows to go burn them.
Oh, interesting. All right, well, let's make a stealth check. If you're cutting yourself down and then moving through the wagons, taking all of their weaponry.
Yep.
Okay.
This guy knows how to sabotage.
Oh my god, dude, ridiculous.
No, you don't burn them. All you do is just roll a couple of ones,
You collect, it looks like there's about 45 longbows and 2,000 arrows here. They are packed for a long ass murder. This isn't just hit one or two caravans. They're here to be here all week or possibly all month.
Mm-hmm. Well, I take as much as I can.
you're moving through the wagons. It doesn't seem that anyone has noticed you, and you're just cutting bowstrings and taking the leftover bow stave.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah.
And as much as I can, collecting everything into one cart.
What was that thing that used to call the dragon down? It's like a whistle or something, right?
It's like a flare.
It was a flare.
If I'm able to look for that, then I will. But
Make an investigation check.
not great at these. Nope.
Yeah, so there's a lot of tense moments where you're looking and trying to see where something is. You have to hide, and you're just pulling bows out and cutting them. You don't have a lot of opportunity to move around beyond using the wagons as cover. You never.
Not a natural one though.
Yeah, you never have time to find where that flare is.
No.
So Finley, you're still in the middle of this conversation. You don't know, we see him in the background on the camera. There's a blue aura around him so that people can see him moving around, but you don't notice him.
It's that Hollywood darkness where it's not dark at all.
Yeah. So it's super
Right,
obvious that
right.
he's back there, but no one can see him. So look, I don't know who the client is, but someone is setting up a pretty complicated high-level play here.
I mean, it seems like it.
We're looking to bring you on. You seem like maybe you could be trustworthy. If not, we'll just murder you. It'll be fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
So we're going to use you as the front guy in this operation. You're going to, lie across the road, pretend to be injured. When people come to get you, we're going to fill them with arrows.
Okay.
All right. You got any weaponry on you?
Yeah, I've got my rapier, my short swords, and daggers. I'm
Okay,
good.
all right. Well, you're not going to need a bow yet, but you will eventually. You have one?
Yeah, I have a short bow.
Okay, all right, good. So look, he like whistles some guys over, and he's like, "We'd better get prepared. We're the front squad, so we need to get out there first and get positioned. Everyone else will arrive when the boss is done negotiating with this. Well, we're bringing in a heavy hitter, subcontracting, as it were.
Oh, who's that?
Don't worry about it.
Well, I mean, I should know. If I'm going to be the one laying in the road, I should probably know what's going on.
I mean, I don't know, so you don't.
I don't want to shoot the wrong guy.
He's a giant dragon man. You can literally see him right there by the campfire.
Okay, that guy.
If
All
you
right.
shoot him, there's going to be some problems
Probably, yeah.
on your part.
Yeah,
Okay.
that too.
So he goes over to the wagon. We see Daka's like slinking around the wagon. He's just like, "Where's my bow?" And another guy's just like, "Where's my bow?"
Wait, whose job was it supposed to bring the bows? I got the
So
arrows.
this guy whistles and then says in Thieves' Cant, like, "We've got an infiltrator. Who's got the bows?" Daka
I still
again.
have my bow. I'm prepared, I say.
Things are starting to get frisky around you, Daka. Lights start appearing magically, like everywhere around the wagons, around this campfire. It's getting very bright very quickly, and your position is gonna be pretty tenuous very soon.
Luckily, lights I can dim.
I don't know that you can dim this.
Are these magical?
Yeah, they're casting the light spell.
What is thaumaturgy?
I think
It
thaumaturgy
Any
can.
words on that?
It might be able to use on light if light is a. Light's not a level 1 spell, is it?
It's a cantrip.
Thaumaturgy works against flames, not against the light
okay.
spell.
Okay.
Yeah, it's starting to get bright here. I mean, you have a few seconds left where you could
Well-
try to slink away.
I'm making their lights pale in comparison to lighting this cart on fire and slapping the donkey's ass.
Question: Do you?
How are you
is-
lighting the cart on fire?
Torches.
Okay.
Do
what do
you
you
have
got?
darkness as a tiefling by default?
No,
He doesn't.
No.
What am I- okay.
that's
Just-
Pathfinder.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking. Sorry.
Okay. You like get a torch, you light it on fire, and then you just drop it in one of the 4 carts.
One of the
In the
arrows.
cart that I've been loading up the most of, like arrows and ammunition, whatever.
Okay. All right. So Finley, as you're watching, the cart that's in front of your cart suddenly just goes, and you can see like there's a lot of flaming stuff inside the cart. The cart begins moving forward, and then you hear a panicked donkey go, "Roar!" or whatever the sound donkeys make, and starts like trotting faster and faster to get away from the flames, and it's pulling the flame behind it. And as the cart rolls away, you just see Daka like standing there.
Do I got
I made a
something to like
perpetual
run away
motion.
from this as a distraction?
Make a stealth
be-
check, I guess.
They gotta be fucking surprised, okay?
You can make a stealth check at disadvantage. You are in the middle of an open field that is starting to become like
14?
daylight. God damn it.
Damn.
Finley, make a perception check. Let's
Okay.
see if you see Daka.
5.
No, you don't. Everyone's looking the other way as Daka has like laid down on the ground and is not moving, and everyone's like running past him, and no one notices.
I'm PUBG stratting. I'm swatting in the bush.
It's like one of the fucking sniper movies. It's just like laying there, just covered with some hay, and everybody's
It's the
running
end of
right past.
GoldenEye where the bunch of Marines pop out of the middle of Cuba. He's like, "There's no one around us. Let's smooch." And then the Marines are all like, "What's up, dude?"
What? So I kind of look at the guy next to me, the halfway next to me. I'm like, this seems like a very poorly organized organization.
Shut up.
What's
Go after the wagon. So he's like, "Come on, go after the wagon.
I don't. As I'm running after the wagon, I'm like, I don't know how comfortable I feel. Just
Shoot
running
the
down middle of
donkey.
the road. What?
Shoot the donkey. Kill him so he stops moving."
All right, I shoot the donkey.
Okay, yeah, you're a good enough shot. You hit the donkey in the head. The donkey starts sliding to a stop. The people are just like, "Put the flames out! Put the flames out before the fort sees!" Everybody's freaking out.
I put the flames out calmly.
How do you put the flames out?
I grab a blanket out of the cart that I was in and put it out.
So you're running back to the other cart and then you're
Yeah.
smothering it? Okay.
Yeah.
While that happens, you could see someone that just raises their hands. Megan's murmuring something, and the flame level lowers a bit, but not completely. You throw the blanket over it. Those bows are toasty. They have no bowstrings, and most of the arrows are wrecked.
Quick, Doc, make it foosh again.
I was gonna ask if I could thaumaturgy it as big as I can.
It's like just
I mean, not once the
fight
blanket
between the
smothers
two.
it.
I mean, when it starts to like go down, or like when they tell him to put the fire on, I'm just gonna like.
I mean, you could just bring it
do
back to normal levels if you'd like, but that's going to make it very clear there's an interruptory spellcaster. Way to do it?
Maybe not then. Maybe
No.
not.
If I notice there's
I
another
mean,
spellcaster,
you did a pretty good fucking job as is.
Yeah, that's some fucking.
They're gonna have to come and see
Thinking of your
me
feet.
about the returning a videotape or two if they want to come and mess with the ball, you know, and do a home run and a slam dunk in the touchdown field.
What the fuck did you just say?
Exactly. It's 4 a.m. Get off my back. Sorry, 5 a.m.
So these guys are just like several minutes of panic, Finley, where it's clear that there's some very serious issues. The Dragon Man in Halfling just says, "This is fucking stupid. I'm going ahead to wait for the military caravan." And the Vanguard squad leader like grabs you, Finley, and is just like, "We're going ahead too. All right, here's our bait. It's the fresh meat." He's not fully in on the plan yet, but he knows enough. The Dragon Man's just like, "So, don't worry, little man. I'll be there to save you. In the name of Goose and Guz, I shall kill all in my path."
Well, and I mean, I did stop the donkey from running off, and I put
Yeah,
up
I
those
saw that you were
plans.
moderately competent. It's amazing.
So it seems strange that I'm being called the new guy that has to lay down in the middle of the road. That's fine, whatever. Okay.
The Vanguard squad leader is like, don't ask questions. Don't get smart.
I'm
Let's
not
just go.
asking questions. I'm just making observations.
You want
That's
to prove
fine.
yourself? Let's just go and do this, okay? I got a good feeling about you.
Yeah, that's fine.
You
man.
seem
Just
pretty
prove
trustworthy.
myself, but it's fine. I'll go.
All right. Daka, what are you doing? I mean, you're now lying in a field. There's still lights going on around you. People are spreading out in every direction and looking for you. This is some Metal Gear Solid shit where the guards are all alerted and they're moving around your position and they're just like, "What's that? Huh? Over there." What do you want to do, Daka?
Footprints in the snow.
dummy thick, and I
Metal-
keep on alerting the guards.
Metal Gear Solid 1 shit.
Clapping my ass keeps alerting.
Yeah. It was clear that the guy was a cleric of Goose and Guz last time, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
He had
that's-
his.
Well, he never explicitly used any magic, to be clear. He
Yeah,
did
he
say
just
he
kinda
was
say
a
it was.
follower of Guzenguz.
Because I used that to try and direct him at Kelly. Because he was.
Yeah. Does he have? He doesn't have a holy symbol that I could see.
He does
dangling?
not have a holy symbol that you can see.
Okay.
He has some iconography of Guzenguz that's difficult to see in the flickering firelight and some of the, weird multi-lighted area, but, you're not particularly close to him. Would you like to get closer? Take a closer look?
I kind of want to get away, but I don't want to leave Finley there.
Well, Finley's already fucking off with his other guys, right? I mean.
Yeah, he's
I'm literally being dragged out to the front point of this operation.
And I'm gonna try to sneak back and try to meet up with the caravan before they do, so I can warn the party what's going on. If I can see their formation or like where they're headed for before that,
It's
'cause I
the
assume-
same place as the last time.
Yeah, well, I assume they wouldn't be like aiming arrows at our horses now because they don't have any arrows. So they might change the formation.
Could be. Are you going to try to look over them to do this? I will need one more stealth check to observe their formation.
Is this advantage or disadvantage?
I think
Or
it's just flat.
Oh, fuck.
It could be difficult. You can back away before you make the roll. You might even have inspiration if you want to use it on this check.
I don't have inspiration.
Is this?
Correct.
Could this be a tracking thing?
No, I mean, he's not tracking them. He's literally just watching them move into position.
Do I remember what time we ran into them last time?
Yeah, sometime afternoon.
Yeah, it was because
It's going to be a while. Like, it's
we
only
made-
around 3 or 4 a.m. right now.
Yeah, we had made a camp about, I don't know, an hour after we finished combat. So
Yeah, and Hunter's Mark only lasts for an hour.
yeah.
So that's not going to work. No, we'll just see when we get here. I'll just tell the party that like there's going to be something different this time.
Finley, you are laid out in the road pretending to be injured or dead. After about 20 minutes, you hear the other halflings move into position. There's a lot of talk, and halfling thieves can't, like, all right, we don't have our ranged weapons. We're going to have to go in with swords, short blades, hide in the rocks and bushes, and rush in as quickly as possible. Get the animals first, and then take out any of the officers. The rest will surrender from our lightning blitz attack. Just do it, just like we did on the Freeborn. And everyone's like the Freeborn!
Like the Freeborn, okay.
I'm sorry, I'm just imagining the Blitzkrieg, but instead of the Wehrmacht, it was halfling sticking up out of Panzers. It's just a mental image. It's just hilarious.
Close to an hour later, you see the false dawn coming over the mountains in the eastern sky, and a military convoy begins approaching. Armored horses, a large wagon. You can see that it is riding low. Tons and tons of weaponry appears to be on it. You hear the jangling of swords and armor and the clink of arrows. One of the two guys driving the cart says, "Oi there! Hey, traveler! You all right? Private, go see to him. Take some water. See if he's dying. Dispatch him. If he's not, let's see if we can get to him a healer at Kuso." I've been traveling all night. You think we get there already? And you hear the thud, thud, thud of boot prints as someone's approaching you.
When he comes near me, can I try to warn him about what's about to happen without giving myself away?
How do you think you can do that?
Is this a human?
Yes.
I mean, they're far enough away from me that if
they're at least 20 to 30 feet.
Yeah, so like I've already made my like noise.
Yep.
So like if I start sort of mouthing to him without, like,
I want to remind you, he can't see in the dark very well.
Right, but the guy's leaning over my face giving me water, right?
Okay, yeah, so he leans down, starts giving me water. He's like, "You okay, traveler? Do you require the aid of my blade?"
I want to mouth to him ambush, but without saying it out loud.
All right. So he like looks around real quick, and then he draws his sword and says, "Ambush!" And then shit gets real all around you. Lights begin flaring into existence. Halflings are jumping out of the bush with short swords, like, ah! The guard on the horse is trying to like get his sword out, and like two more guys come out the back of the wagon with large crossbows and are just like, ambush, and firing. Two of the halflings die, but in short order they dispatch both of the horses and all of the guards. Your vanguard leader is just like, "What the hell was that? Why was he calling an ambush?"
I don't know. Who's I've kind of run back to where they were, and I'm like, who the hell stuck their head out? I saw a little halfling head poke out from behind a bush or something, and he just went fucking crazy.
Make a deception check.
All right. Do you like deception? Where is it? There it is. 18.
You guys are fucking killing it. This is ridiculous. Look, man, this is the kind of shit. This is Ocean's 11, where normally you're like, okay, we have a great plan, and it gets fucked up immediately on the first roll. You guys are just like, perfect.
Ocean's 11, where's my bag of chips?
Everything goes.
I'm the little guy that gets shoved into the cart.
You're the little Asian guy.
Yeah.
No, I'm just imagining you as a halfling George Clooney now.
Oh shit! I like that even better.
Does that make DACA Brad Pitt?
I don't know. Is he eating like the entire time?
Does he want to own some hotels?
And doing that little like dance or whatever.
So everything goes down nearly perfectly. The halflings go to bury their.
Your sabotage meant nothing. Nothing.
The halflings go to bury their dead, leaving 2 halflings dead now. The rest of the halflings get some ropes and begin pulling the military cart up to the top of the hill. Your vanguard leader just wraps his arm around your shoulder and he's like, "What'd you say your name was, kid?"
It's Finley.
Nice work,
Longbottom.
Finley. Nice work.
Thanks.
You ever thought about joining the Union?
I mean, I keep trying.
Well, you're part of us now.
Aw.
So it looks like we got a pretty good haul here. We'll get you some bows out the back. Looks like they had 15 longbows, a few thousand arrows, 40 sets of
Exactly the
leather,
same.
35 scimitars, a pound of saffron, 200 pounds of salt, 550 rations. And then
we
he's
need to start knocking over caravans. This adventuring shit ain't worth.
he's just going through the back. He's like, thousands of gold pieces back here, tens of thousands of silver pieces. Look at this. He just pulls out a pair of gauntlets of ogre power and then tosses them to the boss. And the boss is just like, I think our mercenary could use these.
By mercenary, you mean me, right?
No. So like the
Oh.
green dragonborn drops out of the sky and like puts his fist into the gauntlets that the leader's holding. And he's like, I'll accept these as payment. It's more than enough.
Oh, so you don't need the gold then?
Goose and Guz will be pleased.
Yes.
My power is now much greater than it was before.
Hard cut to me telling the other guys, yeah, I burned all their shit. It's gonna be easy.
Nice. So you're saying we could just walk right into the middle there and just call them down for a standard combat, huh?
I'm saying I burned 30 bows, multiple thousands of arrows. We should still be careful.
45 bows.
45 bows, but I think we might have an advantage.
They didn't even have 45 halflings last time, so
That's
I
true,
think
they
we'll be okay.
Finley, they hit another caravan that passes through a few hours later
Mm-hmm.
and pick up an ox and 20 cows
Mm-hmm.
and 10 pounds of cinnamon.
Mm.
It looks like it was like a farmer and his sons that were heading to Fort Cuso to sell their meat for premium
I
quality.
sneaked back to the camp and mass charm to make them do the cinnamon challenge.
No, what?
Am I
I was
getting any,
literally typing that in chat
No.
and you said it.
No.
am I getting any cut from any of this?
So they're pulling it for now. When you ask the Vanguard leader, he's like, "Look, kid, you need to trust me. You know
Well,
what? I haven't
mean,
introduced myself. I'm called Siflak. That's my rank. But I guess if names are involved, let's see. What's a good alias I can give you?
No, I don't want an alias. Just what's your name?
Smoky Joe.
My name's Finley.
Marshall.
Marshall Longbottom.
Siflak Marshall. Look, I'll be your Siflak, okay? Until we can get you settled in and get you a proper mentor.
Hmm.
Look, we're going to gather everything up. We still have 3 good carts. We'll see if we can, get the 4th one together. The boss will distribute, but, there's 28 of us, and that mercenary doesn't want any more gold payment. So I'm thinking maybe we each walk away with several hundred gold pieces out of this.
I mean, that sounds good to me, Marshall.
You looking to go home with a cow?
Nah.
I'm sure we can give you an equivalent.
They're smelly.
So he hands you a scimitar that's
Okay.
sized for someone larger than you. It's a medium-sized scimitar. He's
Mhm.
like, you need one of these? Look at me. I'm a human. Woo! Look at my unbalanced blades.
I'm a human. I have to use big weapons because I'm insecure.
Yeah.
I sneeze at that moment. I'm just like, Jesus Christ, the behavior is your man.
Sometime at dawn, Team Thick wakes up and begins moving out with the rest of the caravan. You meet up about 2 hours down the way with Daka, who looks exhausted. He looks pretty beat up. He kind of looks like he's been dragged under a wagon for 2 days and hasn't
Beat
slept.
up. but
well.
super impressed with himself because he just pulled off some friggin'
He pulled off the heist of the century.
Right.
I'll introduce Docket to what was her name?
He's watching the big fountains in front of the casino.
Her name is Duri Sarazan.
Dury. Like, this here's Docket. He's our one of our
You said there was
scouts.
only two of you.
Well, you know, we didn't know if he'd be joining up with us or not, depending on what he found. But
All right.
more
Well,
protection's never bad. He's kind of our scouting element there. If he came and found us, obviously there's something wrong. Docket, do you find anything?
30 halflings and a green dragonling.
she's
Damn.
just like shit.
There.
We know exactly where they are, though. They're just over this ridge on the. There's a valley and there's 2 hills on either side.
You
If we
think that
take-
the 3 of you can take on that many people?
We have another in their ranks. He's an infiltrator.
You have 4 people? So she's like altering the contract, and now she's just like scratches out the number 3 and goes to 4. She's just like,
Sorry.
why didn't you tell me you were so prepared for this?
Well, you know, we don't like to overcomplicate things until it's, you know, unless it's needed. But obviously, this is a much bigger problem than we thought it was.
Well, you guys did mention that there were caravan attacks ahead.
Yeah, we like
The
to.
reason we didn't try to negotiate with you.
Wait, no, that's weird, but okay.
I'd advise that you slow your caravan, even if it takes you an extra half day to reach your destination. Well, we
course.
just take the high ground ahead and deal with this problem.
Well, off-roading's pretty tough. I mean,
Well, it's not saying to go off road. He's saying just to slow up
Stop.
your pace.
Yeah.
well, we'll stop. You 3 think that you 4 think you can handle the situation then?
We've handled something like this before.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll leave it to you then.
I've
It'll
burned
be
most of-
several more hours until we arrive at that location. So if you'd like to ride with us until then, you look
Sure.
like you're
Yeah,
gonna have
I'll
an
give
easier
Doc a
time.
hand up in her cart so he can take a rest.
She amends your contract to note that there are now 4 people and gets Finley Longbottom's, given name. Is that his real name? Who knows? He lies as much as these halflings do.
Doesn't really matter.
I'm not saying all halflings lie. I'm just
I'll turn
saying
to
that.
Kelly though, and they'll be like, he's got another one of those swords.
He has another one. He just has the same one.
But like
We don't know that.
I motioned to Kelly's back because we know, but they don't know.
Right. So,
Okay.
just to set things up, you guys stop like a half an hour out from where the ambush point is. And your boss is just like, okay, how do you want to handle this?
We'll go on ahead. These kind of groups usually have flares to signal each other. When taking care of the problem, we'll flare.
I see.
There'll be actually wait for 2 flares
2 flares.
close to each other's. Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Either that, and if we can't find the flares, we'll just come back and get you.
All right. If I see 1 flare, should I be turning around and leaving?
No.
Okay.
Make sure if any other caravans come this way, make sure to stop them.
Of course. Good luck.
All right, boys, let's earn our pay here.
All right, Finley.
High
After
ground.
a few quick naps, the halflings keep rotating out. Who's waiting in the canyon. Around this time, someone's like, we spotted them coming from the west. Looks like a salt caravan. Big money, boys. Big money. Let's have everybody on deck. Your Siflek grabs you and is just like, Longbottom, come with me.
Okay.
We're going to be right here at the front. You got a short bow? You and me, we're going to pound them from the front. Just pop out of the rocks and start shooting them. The boss is going to be here with us. You do good here, you could impress him. You've been doing good work so far, but you impress the boss. That's how you get promoted.
What do I get for a promotion?
You get to learn more answers to those questions you have, and also a bigger cut.
That sounds good.
All right, boys. Here's the deal. I'm gonna walk in the front door, make a lot of noise. You guys do things in the dark, yeah?
I mean, it's
Right.
daytime, so
We'll do things out of sight. kind of
Yeah, I think flanking him is going to be our best bet. Obviously.
Who's flanking on which side?
I think it'd be best if we are on the same side, just because
probably,
we're not as tanky as Kelly is.
yeah.
Arthur, we
Yep.
got the name of the dragon dude. Yes,
Did you?
I'm pretty sure we talked to him about like giving
I
up.
thought- I think a guy was talking mad shit last time. It was like, I am blah blah blah, whatever chosen of Goose or some shit, something like that. Something like that. I don't. Maybe I'm just.
Either way, it doesn't matter because I'm gonna be calling him out.
I see. So Finley is over here. Kelly is coming straight down the middle of the road. Daka and Agram, where are you guys coming from?
So Kelly's on the southwest side. Kelly, would you prefer us to be on kind of your side, more your side of the canyon, or just the opposite side?
So what I remember last time, they had a bunch of people set up on this side,
Yep.
where
The
you
leader
are.
was on that southeast corner thing. The little
and then everyone else was where Finley was.
yeah. Their leader was over where
So-
Finley is too.
Yeah, I think potentially having you two over there would be good, so that because there was like 6 people over there last time, or something.
Something like that.
Yeah, take them out quicker, and then
Well, once we knocked out their leader too, they fucking bolted. So
No, that's when they called down the Sky Marshal.
do we
Sky Marshal?
or do we know the guy that was it the leader that had the flare thing?
Yes.
there's some guy over here.
So taking him out might be our best bet to keep the dragon out of play for as long as.
But
we
if it's
can.
just a flare, like
Yeah,
someone else can pick up and use it.
I mean that's true, but I mean if we can take it and keep him from being able to use it,
Yeah. All right, we'll probably be back here then, as hidden as we can be.
Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll be back there.
All right, so I'm gonna need team, whatever the hell you want to call yourselves now, to make stealth checks.
Ranger boys. Yeah, okay.
Sure, Team Ranger Boys.
Stealth check.
Team sunglasses at night.
Well, is it nighttime? Oh, it's daytime, right? Right.
It's the daytime of the
Yeah,
night.
I know. He said it's daytime.
The night time is the right time.
18. I've been in this area before, so I know the places to.
So, Agram, you got some problems. You're giving away. Pretty much
Yeah.
so here's what happens. Kelly, what's your approach? You're just walking down the middle of the road?
No, I've come out and I've got my sword out and my shield out, and it's already illuminated with fire.
Okay.
And I say, Guzengov has sent me here. I've seen what she wants. And I'm saying this as loud as I can.
Yeah.
Don't disappoint me.
Oh, shit.
Can I kind of lean next to Marshall and be like, this guy, he's talking about Guzengov, isn't that?
Yeah. So Marshall's just like, look at the size of the balls on this guy. What is he walking? Some sort of cleric predicting that we're going to be here?
Well, I don't know if he's predicting, but he's saying, the God that you guys are talking about, this guy's saying,
That's the other.
this
And
is
then all of a
God.
sudden, all of the dudes on the northern ridge begin leaping towards Agram. All of the dudes on the southern ridge are all armed with bows and begin firing on Kelly.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
Finley, Marshall is on the south. He's this guy.
This guy?
Yep. And the boss is up here.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, Arthur, would you have allowed me to preemptively, like the moment I initiate this, to use my bonus action spell?
I don't know what your bonus action spell is.
It's the one that gives me an extra 2 AC.
Shield of Faith.
Yeah, Shield of
Yeah,
Faith.
sure.
It's on bonus action, so
Let's go ahead and roll initiative, y'all, because there's a lot of initiative to be rolled.
cool.
Aren't there
Thank you,
more than
thank you.
before? The answer to that question is yes. Before, they didn't know that, various caravans would be rolling through. This time, they're very, very upset because a lot of their shit got wrecked.
Oh yeah, we get to take the best. Okay, 13.
You're the best.
Around.
You changed my initiative to 13 there.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you want, man.
Damn, Agram. Mad
So,
respect. Mad respect. Where?
I'll tell you about mad respect. I'm respecting the order that this has been sorted in. Kelly, Agram, you guys are up first. Daka, you are still invisible as far as everyone here is concerned.
Cool.
All right.
Finley, you're gonna have to choose which side you're fighting on pretty quickly.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to help the party, but I'm going to try to.
So yeah, Daka sabotaged them. And yes, there are more guys here, but now they have half as many ranged weapons.
Right.
And you guys are walking into combat prepared rather than just getting straight up murdered. Kelly, you're just moving forward. Anything else?
Yeah, made sure the sword was out, and yeah.
Okay. All right. Agram?
Well, I've already been made, so
You know it.
yeah. All right, so this guy is the leader, right?
Yes, but you don't know that.
Well, I mean, from last time,
Oh, I guess technically you would know that. Yep.
because I shot it. I think I
Yes.
killed him.
Yep. You know, well, you know that's the guy that flared.
You were alive at the end of the
Yeah.
combat.
Well,
so-
me and Finley were fighting the guys up on that ridge, so I would have saw him fire that flare off.
Yep. You know he's the flare guy. You don't know that he's a leader.
Okay, well, I know he's the flare guy. That's good
Yep.
enough for me. I believe I have. He's you see, but he's 110. I think that's what I think. Crossbow is what 120.
That sounds right.
I'll shoot him and double check. I'm pretty sure I'm good though.
Yep, you're good.
Okay. Bonus action, Hunter's Mark. That guy, flare guy. And then I'm going to
laser beam.
shoot at him. So I get an attack.
Yep. Okay. So Finley, here's what happens.
Yeah.
The boss is just like, attack! There's just brains and blood all over the rocks around you where you're hidden at.
Jesus Christ!
Is he straight up dead?
Yes. He's very dead.
Okay, I will move Hunter's Mark to, I don't know, fucking this guy.
All right. Yeah, you didn't even need to roll Hunter's Mark damage. You was just fucking dead from that shit.
Okay. Damn,
All right.
it's, I don't get my second attack thing because it's not same against this twice.
Marshall turns to you, Finley. He's like, get the flare on his belt. Fire it now. Fire it now.
What?
On your turn. Oh, actually, your turn is now. Yeah. Do you want to fire it?
Actually, it says I just get an additional weapon attack. It doesn't say I have to be against the same target.
I don't know what you're talking about. Fill me in on what's doing
my
now.
dread ambusher thing. My first round of combat, I get the 2 attacks.
Okay, go
But
ahead.
it doesn't say. I thought it had to be against the same guy, but it just says I get an additional attack.
Yeah, go ahead and make your
So
attack.
that guy I put Hunter's Mark
Yep.
on. I'll shoot at him.
Crank back your bow, and
It's
he ducks beneath the shot, and he's like, Jesus Christ! It's just like Finley.
Okay.
there's like 30 people.
All right. Yep. I'm good.
Finley, do you go for the flare and fire it?
Yeah, but what I'm gonna do is, as I'm reaching for the flare to fire it, I'm going to fake stumble and fire it into the face of Marshall.
Oh my God! Make a weapon
It's like-
attack.
It's
Make
like
a bow
GTA
attack,
5,
basically.
baby. Like
Make
GTA 5.
sorry.
Make a bow attack. Just like a
weapon?
regular short bow.
Yeah, just be a ranged attack. Yeah. So.
Please GTA 5 this guy.
16.
Yep. You hit him in the face. He's like, "Oh God, it burns! Oh Jesus!"
I'm sorry, Marshall.
Oh, jeez, Rick.
Make a deception check.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
the flares.
Oh, God.
Deception. Just to
Oh,
see if the halfling figure
deception?
out. Yeah.
Okay.
You. By the way, you're no longer stealth at all. Your
Well, yeah, obviously.
position is very obvious now that there's a cloud of green smoke coming out.
15.
Oh my God! Marshall doesn't give the order to have you killed.
Yay!
All right,
He's
Kelly.
got a flare in his face. He's got bigger problems right now.
I mean, his big problem could be like, fucking kill him! All right, any 20s on this or hits on Kelly. There's 0.
I love that, by the way. They're just like,
Ding, 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 ding. It's like that 300 all the arrows come in and they're just all on the shield.
well, you boys have got some problems, I think.
They don't see me yet, though, right? I'm still stealth.
I mean, as they move forward, they definitely see you.
Did I not? Okay.
Your stealth is good, but when people are running up next to you and they're just like, oh shit, there's a dude here.
There's no.
There's
like, way I
no
can
cover
attack
when
them?
someone is standing right next to you.
No, like there's no like bonus attack because.
I'll tell you what. You know what? You sell me on this. Go ahead. You can make one free whole turn attack against a dude adjacent to you.
Surprise round,
Yeah, I'll allow it. I'll allow it.
Before they moved.
No, I think like now is a reaction when you notice that you're about to be seen.
Can I move back without being seen? I want to keep my stealth as much as I can.
I mean, you can make a disadvantage stealth check, right, Arthur? That sounds.
I'll allow for that.
Pretty-
I will allow for a disadvantage stealth check to avoid their passive perception.
20.
Okay. Instead of moving like this, these guys move like this, and they're just surrounding Agrim in the process. Well, don't move yet.
Okay.
Don't move yet.
I was like here.
Agrim, it's got that fucking
30 feet.
nasty
movement.
extra AC and 7,000 booty HP.
Okay.
Oh, great.
So 3 of them get to make attacks on Agrim. The rest have to use dash in order to surround him. What is your AC, Agrim?
17.
You are gonna take 2 hits.
1 hit.
2 hits. I didn't add a
They
bonus. to any of
got
this.
bonuses, so.
Oh, okay.
Using like short curved swords.
That's not
You
good.
take 13 points of damage, just like fa as they're like rolling around you and making attacks. It's wild and crazy. They're pretty good. Oh, I'm sorry. Remove that 13. I rolled the wrong die size. Your actual damage is 11, which is like 13, but
2
more.
less.
Yeah. Okay, Finley. Well, you took your turn, which was shooting Marshall in the face. His turn is rolling around on the ground, sobbing in pain. Daka. There is a whole line of dudes that are rushing to surround Agrim and stab him to death, and they look like they're making good progress to start with.
I'm going to
Somehow they've missed you.
Hail of Thorns
Jeez.
with bonus action.
You want to target Agrim?
I was thinking about it, but I don't know. I don't know.
You're not sure if you can hit him or not.
I'm not sure if I can hit Agrim, first of all. But I'm gonna hit.
You're like, I play Divinity Original Sins 2 with PvP on.
Dude,
That's right.
Nah, here's the secret.
if only I
Make
was
him
undead
die
poison
skeleton.
everywhere.
Yeah, just make undead and just do poison. That's all you need to do.
That's exactly what I do. A 17.
Until they start burning the poison, then you're a little fucked.
Yeah. Where's my creative death fog? Just drop it. All right.
What's your
that's
dex?
my dex is 15.
You could probably make a saving throw.
I have proficiency in dexterity saving
All right,
throw.
so I'm gonna attack this boy.
Okay.
It's fucking
Go
whatever.
ahead,
Go
make
for
your
it.
shot. Take your chance.
Hunter's mark. Hunter's mark.
Oh,
He has
can't
to
do
use
both.
Hail of Thorns on the bonus action.
Yeah.
You go to make the shot. It sails past Agrim. This guy ducks his head. You cut one hair off, and it hits the ground behind him and clatters on the rocks.
it was a
skitters
silver
along.
hair, though, right?
We're gonna horde breaker
It
the
has
guy
to-
right behind him.
It has to
Right.
hit in order for the magic thing to go off.
Yeah.
That's correct.
I'm horde breaking the guy right behind him because
Okay.
they're within 5 feet. 23
That will hit.
for 4 damage, and then that triggers my Hail of Thorns, which won't hit Agrim, but it will do.
It will hit a lot of guys around. Okay, so
It
4
will.
damage here. These
Oh,
5 men
God.
need to make Hail of Thorn checks.
Index for half.
Yep.
That's a D10 damage. and
Fail,
you got a
fail,
two on it?
fail,
Yeah.
succeed, fail. So 2, 2, 2.
Oh, what a shitty damage.
The guy that you actually hit saves, and
Yeah.
everybody else fails.
So the guy
A
that
spray
I
of
hit-
thorns comes around them. Most of them get their cloaks in the way. But still take some pretty major damage. And as Kelly stands in the field alone, hoping the Dragon Man will come, not knowing that Finley just fucked up the summoning call. That's
I
where
see the flare though.
The flare is literally sticking on the side of this guy's face. It's like a 1/4 inch embedded in his skull.
All right then. Well, I
Smoking.
think I know what I need to do.
You guys get 300 XP. That's where we are for tonight.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah, cliffhanger, boys.
Yep.
Literally
Oops.
cliffhanger.
literally
That's the
hanging
wrong
on the end
screen.
of the cliff. So.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry, I have to wrap it up a little bit early.
Yeah,
tonight.
no, that's fine. We started late. It's a kind of one of those
We
weird.
didn't start that late.
Well,
In
Well,
some,
we started
in
about
some
45
universes, we actually started earlier than normal.
I don't
But
give a
we
shit about
did
other universes.
technically start late.
in European universes, you mean?
No, I mean there are plenty of shows that start a half an hour late or more. Look, Dave, it's just your fault, but that's fine. We forgive
That
you.
was 300. Sorry.
300 XP.
It's not.
There was not
It's
that
not
much
Dave's fault as much as it is daylight savings fault. Damn you!
I feel
They
like it's
use
Benjamin
superpowers.
Franklin's fault.
2,500 away from the next level.
Yeah, so we're at. Us normal boys are at.
4,004.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Gentlemen, nice work tonight. Team Thin, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. Jesus Christ.
Hey,
I have never seen a plan work so well, and every
Where's
single
my
thing when
cigar?
it wasn't just the rolls, but your guys' ideas were good. I was like, Daka, I need you to roll stay stealthy. You're like, stay stealth while I'm cutting all these bowstrings, and I'm like, fuck, these guys all have bows.
I love it when the plans together.
He's like, what if I set the wagon on fire? I'm like, make a roll, and he's like, I already did. That's a nat 20. In fact, I got 5 nat 20s waiting for you.
And I also love that it was a some sort of prelude to everything happening because the thick boys had a nice plate of eggs. So
Look, man, breakfast is the most important meal of the day, and eggs are
right.
delicious. And we got a piece of cake, so
true. Yeah, breakfast cake, motherfuckers.
Yeah.
it's almost as good as breakfast pizza. You know,
It's actually probably good we're ending early because my rolls were hot fire up until packing, and now they're shit.
You're like,
look.
now we gotta stop. Now we gotta stop.
I dropped a dude like first shot. I'm fine with that.
Yeah, that's
You know,
pretty good.
Speaking
with
of
it.
people that have to stop, let's talk to Henley.
What up? How you doing?
I don't know. How are you doing?
I'm good. Finally setting up some time to do the stuff that I love, which is getting back to streaming.
Petting dogs.
Petting dogs. That's always fun. I have like 5 arms, and they're all petting a dog. So, but yeah, no, you can find my shit over at twitch.tv/Henley. I'm playing a lot of Division 2 recently. That game is fucking mad good. So
Yeah, I'll probably pick it up on Friday.
yeah, I'm about to hit the end game. Probably after today's stream, I'll probably hit the end game, and we'll be gear scoring it up. So that's the plan. But yeah, all the other D&D games keep falling apart, man. But this one's like stable. This is like the bedrock. So I'm glad that this game keeps going. So yeah, that's me, Spooty, my man. Your beard is getting ever whiter. Explain.
Y'all are making me fucking old. I mean, what else is there? My job is.
It's around the mouth. So either you're drinking a lot of beer and spilling it on your beard,
No.
or
I am. So my birthday is next month. I will be 38. So 2 years away from 40.
you want to feel old. You want to feel old.
I feel.
I'm about to turn 30.
You want to feel even older? On the 17th, I turned 26.
Yeah. So I remember when I turned 30, like when I was approaching that moment, I was like, oh, fuck, I'm going to be old. But I will say this, my 30s have been incredible. Absolutely love it. But when you hit 40, so here's how I feel about 40. I actually remember both of my parents turning 40 and their friends like having over the hill parties for them and all that kind of shit. Like now I'm about to hit that. So it's like, oh, fuck. Dude, now am I going to have to be, like, do I have 2 years left of being a child? And now I actually have to be an adult? Or I don't know how it's going to work.
Finley is Spoot's childhood in a nutshell. Is
Yeah, I mean,
Let me
knowing
ask you
me,
this.
I'll probably still be a child.
Let me ask you this: did you feel any hesitation or regret or whatever coming up to 30?
No,
Like,
oh, no, not at all. No, for me, for coming up with 30, because like the 20s, at least my 20s, was all about like, oh, fucking go out, party, drink all night, do this, do that, blah, blah, blah. And like, oh, at 30, I gotta slow down. The great thing about 30 is that, like, or my 30s, I should say, is that I got a college degree, got a better paying job, I don't have kids, I live child free. So like, now, like, I mean, fuck, this year I'm going to Italy, like, and I'm paying for it. It's weird.
double income, no kids.
If you're going to Italy, just stop by Poland for a bit, man. Come say.
I would like to.
It's like an hour away.
Yeah, so come on down. No, the 30s are good because life kind of slows down a little bit, but like you have more
discretionary income and time.
Yeah, you know, like things just kind of slow down. So like if this continues into my 40s, I'll be happy. But like, you know, I see the gray in my beard. I'm losing the hair up here. Like,
hey man, you're doing pretty good. I'm 28 and look at this.
Yeah, I mean
here's the thing though, Spoot. Are you enjoying
yeah, exactly. I'm as old as I feel, and I don't feel like I'm almost 40.
If you're enjoying yourself, dude, who gives a shit? Age is an arbitrary number. Once you're past 25 and the insurance who fucking cares?
Yeah, and that's honestly like, you know, for those of you who are about to turn 30, like that's like I was kind of nervous about it, but like you just kind of end up thinking like, well, you know, this is my fucking life now, and it's, you know, it's pretty good, and it's never too late to change what you're doing in your life either. Like I have made a lot of changes in my life. And they've generally been changes for the better. So, you know, getting older, you know, it is what it is. We're all gonna fucking die, you know, whatever. But you know, it's not as, just take it from me, don't get so fucking worked up about it. Getting older.
Dude, the reason I brought it up was because I knew people who got worked up, but when I think about all this shit that I've done up until this point, there's nothing I was like, oh man, I wish I did this before I was 30. He's like, nah, don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I did everything that I wanted to do in my life already. So, you know,
it's all just fucking icing on the cake, honestly, at this point, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Speaking about cake, what up, Drumurboy? How's that cake of yours going?
It's pretty frosted, you know, because Canada.
Canada is a thing.
Yeah. I make music and put it on the internet. You can find it at Spotify. You can type Drumurboy into any search engine and I should come up.
LexisNexis? LexisNexis?
Holy shit, LexisNexis.
We going old school. We doing dial-up, motherfucker.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, Drumurboy. You're too young for that shit. Don't worry about it.
If you get found on the LexisNexis, dude, I'm going to be questioning you a little bit.
I don't even know what that is.
Don't worry, you're too young.
LexisNexis is a repository of court cases, like going back. So it's like, you know, who was in them, what they were about, that sort of stuff. It's like public record keeping for that shit.
Yeah, probably not there. They don't, unless they have like a hold music library, maybe like a percentage.
And the defendant, Drumurboy, what do you have to say for yourself?
Watch my streams.
Subscribe with Twitch Prime.
Watch my streams, guys.
I'll probably be putting together. I used to have a Patreon, and I wrote music. You might have heard it on the show already. I don't know. But I closed my Patreon because I couldn't keep up with the monthly stuff, not to a quality that I was happy with. But I have a whole bunch of stuff that I might offer on Gumroad now that Roll20 is doing their own upload thing. So I might just put the whole kit and caboodle 12 songs plus all the variant versions that I did for Patreon in a Gumroad for like $5 or $7. So look out for that for the next couple days, maybe. If you want music for your games.
Who are you gonna toss it to?
Atomic, I guess, because it's
Sure. So
speaking of Gumroad.
speaking of Gumroad, I can't continue off that. It was a good session, even though it's, sort of a bit later and had to end a bit early, but it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Fucking, it better to have a short session than no session. So
Look, guys, you guys came up with a fucking plan and executed it perfectly.
Dude,
that never
It
happens.
went really well.
I want you to be aware that this has never happened in the history of RPGs ever.
That's the end of D&D, everybody.
So it happens in two ways. The
Did we
first
just
one
beat
is
the game?
Yeah, I think so.
beat it?
we just win.
the first way is they overplan it, and then it falls apart. That's the general D&D thing.
Yeah,
It's been
you make it too
way
complicated.
planning. Exactly. And the second one is when you wing a plan,
Exactly.
and it sometimes fails and sometimes passes.
Look, you need
But
to let
never in the
Kelly
history
do
of-
We
whatever.
were winging that.
There is a quote: "Any good plan does not survive first contact with the enemy." Right? I love that Docket just was like, opportunity, fucking go for it. Didn't consult anybody, just went for it. It worked out. Nope, it might have went the other way. Usually does, but it worked out. It was great. But yeah, it was a good thing. And it's always better to have a short session than no session. Fucking life happens, whatever. But Atomikspoon, play games on the internet's usually very angrily and with a lot of salt. Atomikspoon on Twitch, Atomikspoon on Twitter. Been playing the Division. Can play some more Division. Probably gonna stream Division after this. That's really all I got. I'll pass it on to whoever's left. Was it just AP now?
I think so.
Some people say that the 30s are great, but since I've been 16, I've felt nothing but immense disappointment at all times. So, the 30s have been filled with immense disappointment at all times. I'm Arthur Perkins. This has been AP Gaming Real. You guys good for next week?
Yeah. And that was a way to end on a high note, Arthur. Positive note.
I mean, as a
high note, as I'm getting shanked repeatedly, fucking. Okay. Yeah.
as a positive note,
and I'm entitled to my opinion.
we'll be back next week. Tomorrow,
We had to fight halflings both ways, uphill in the snow.
As someone who's been miserable since 16 years old, let me tell you, you can live 14 years old being terribly miserable.
yeah, it's entirely possible.
Oh shit!
You'll hate every moment of it, though. Look, I feel like my other streamcasts treat me a little bit better than here. Okay,
I'm sorry. All right.
it's fine. I'll
We're
accept
more
it.
real, AP. This is just how people are.
No,
on the
this is how
internet.
my audience treats me. You guys treat me like my audience does. That's what hurts.
What you've learned is that your cast members for this show are in sync with the people.
That's right. We're in sync, guys.
We know what the kids like.
I want it that way. That's all I could say.
And
that
I
might be
haven't known you for
Backstreet
14
Boys.
years, so you can't blame this on us.
And like in sync, we'll come back, but we'll be good next week.
Don't make promises we can't fulfill. That's just.
Look, if there's one thing I know about NSYNC, it's that for over 10 years afterwards, Housewives still wanted them. It was ridiculous. So thirsty.
No, they actually came back. They released.
I know,
them.
repeatedly.
I thought that was Backstreet Boys, not NSYNC.
They both have done it multiple times. They've done reunion tours, right?
The Backstreet Boys can't come back. JT
Didn't
is
Lance Bass go to space and then become a voice actor?
That Lance Bass became Sephiroth in the Kingdom Hearts series. So
There it is. Yeah.
look, that guy's
Fuck
done
those
everything
games.
now.
Is it really voice acting if you're an angsty teenager and then you voice an angsty teenager?
I don't know.
Oh, that's funny.
I got a game of Masks tomorrow for my new show, Entertain Me, which is where GMs come on and win a one shot on my channel. So
Nice.
that's what I've got tomorrow. I'll be unveiling my new cat hoodie cosplay. As of my character would be called King Cats. He's the king of cats.
Interesting.
The superpower is the ability to create psychic cat claws.
You know, I was actually thinking the other day, I was looking at some leatherworking stuff. I'm like, AP's got a wizard hat. I need to get like a dwarven like.
Oh, I got all
helmet.
kinds of hats, man. I got a fucking ton of hats. I
think
have
the best- the best-
what is it called? Babushka that we wore for Night Witches.
Nice.
The little Russian military cap.
Oh yeah, the God, I know what it's called too. I know exactly
With the flappy ears.
yeah, I know what
Yep.
you're talking about.
Yeah.
The best hat that's ever been brought onto stream, though, we were running Mutants and Masterminds, and Floof Knight was playing a guy called the Spartan, and he brought out his fucking Spartan helmet, and he's just like,
Nice. I dig it.
yeah,
I dig it.
it's good. It's definitely good.
I built a Space Marine helmet. Anyway,
That's it. We're done for the night. Have a good night, guys. It's called
Bye-bye.
Ushanka. Ushanka.
That's the one. I knew it was Shaka something, but